Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to welcome our graduates, families and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames and photography services are available in the atrium building next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Miss Elizabeth Crouch, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed and you are invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Warami and Nalawa. Hello and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you all here today. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. Education is highly valued in our culture too. Knowledge meant survival, and our elders are traditionally accorded great respect for their accumulated wisdom and experience. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter Maria into the native institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie himself, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. For your progress progresses us all. Your advancement is our advancement. And this was perhaps more readily understood in traditional times, when camps were smaller and clan groups abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the whole community. And you, of course, were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it right. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered here as the happiest people he had met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, harvested food from the land without tilling or clearing the earth. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into. So there's normally no homeless people, and no rich and poor either. Everyone had pretty much the same amount of gear, what you could carry. There were no armies or jails or even police. No history of slavery or empire building. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state. Rivers were clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20 to 30,000 years. And remember, this is not an ideal, this is normal life, and not too long ago either. And I don't think that we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. So I would say, expect great things from your life, and do great things. Admittedly, a lot more of us now, and we've got to get really clever. But there's fundamental rights that we deserve, and we can do it, except we've all got to do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you, and all the best in our collective futures. Welcome to country. Yum.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Elizabeth Crouch. Deputy Chancellor.
Thank you, Chris, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony today. Firstly, I welcome our graduates. I hope that this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. You deserve to take great pride in your graduation today. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each and every one of you on your achievements. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who are beside and behind our graduates as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you are here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduates to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends and girlfriends, lovers, or whoever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. I have another important service, however, for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in the bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduates are too modest to proclaim their success, I want you to do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduates are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young. We're celebrating our 50-year jubilee only this year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learned at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but perhaps his greatest legacy has nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, it lies in his vision of establishing an egalitarian society and the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie seek to maintain and honour. In our first 50 years, we've come a long way. We now have more than 150,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. We're a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, a reputation we're keen to enhance through the quality of our research, our courses and our facilities. We are always ready, willing and eager to engage with the world around us. On your way here today, you may have seen the prestigious Macquarie University Hospital, which is used by students, professional and academic staff at our School of Advanced Medicine. We're proud to say that we are the only university in Australia with our own private hospital. You may also have seen our impressive library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment, and which I'm pleased to say at this stage has the only robotic book retrieval system in Australia. And more recently, we opened the Advanced Hearing Hub, which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in speech, hearing and language sciences. So it's clear we're forward-looking and we're on the move. However, some of the things that we all value so much about Macquarie will not change. The friendliness of our staff and our students that all of our visitors notice and comment upon, we hope will continue. The egalitarian vision and values that are such an important part of our heritage. And of course, our unique and beautiful park-like grounds that make this campus so enjoyable. These things will stay in your memory and remind you of your links with Macquarie. Links we hope you will maintain through our alumni network. Remember, you will always be welcome. Here at Macquarie, we have a clear and straightforward mission. And that mission is to transform and improve people's lives, not just for our own students, but also for people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. and in just a few minutes it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we call Macquarie University alumni. It is now my great pleasure to introduce one of our own, our occasional speaker, Mr. Peter Overton. Peter is the Chief News Reader for Channel 9 in Sydney, a contributor to 60 Minutes for the Nine Network in Australia, as well as a range of other things. Peter became the Chief Newsreader for Sydney's 6 p.m. edition of Nine News in January 2009, after having spent 8 years as a reporter for 60 Minutes. Prior to joining 60 Minutes, Peter had spent 10 years with Nine News as a reporter and regular presenter. Born in 1966 to Australian parents in England, Peter was 2 when his family returned home to Australia. He attended North Sydney Boys High and completed a Bachelor of Economic degrees here at Macquarie University, and as I said, we're proud to call him one of our own. Here at Macquarie, he received his first break in the media, gaining work experience at Sydney's Radio 2UE in 1985, soon progressing to an on-air role. Peter continued in this role until 1987, when he moved to Australia's first satellite television channel, Sky Channel, where he spent 4 years reporting and presenting. In 1991, Peter joined Channel 9 in Sydney as a sports reporter for National 9 News. He co-anchored Channel 9's coverage of the Thredbo disaster from the Sydney studios with Tracy Grimshaw. He also anchored the major Super League ARL court decisions. While anchoring Nine's major nightly news bulletin, Peter has seen the hotly contested 6 p.m. news service rise to number 1 in 2011 in Sydney, and it has remained that way. This was capped off by a TV Week Logie Award in 2012 for Most Outstanding News Coverage for the Queensland floods, an award shared across Today, ACA and News. Peter accepted another Logie Award for the Nine News team in this year for the Most Outstanding News Coverage of the Blue Mountains bushfires. Peter continues to contribute special reports for 60 Minutes and hosts the weekly feedback section of the program. He has a very strong sense of community and is co-patron of the Mental Health Council of Australia, patron of the Monstar Foundation, which is Motor Neurone Disease Foundation, patron of the Olivia Lambert Foundation, co-patron of the Peter Hughes Byrne Foundation, ambassador for the George Gregan Foundation and ambassador for the Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation. And in his spare time, he's also ambassador for the Sony Foundation, the Special Olympics of Australia and the Australian National Literacy Foundation. A very busy man with a great contribution, I'm sure you'll agree. It is now my very great pleasure to welcome back to Macquarie Mr. Peter Overton to deliver our occasional address.
Well, Deputy Chancellor Elizabeth Crouch, thank you very much for that very long welcome. I was in this room in 1987 with my mum and dad and my siblings, graduating with my Bachelor of Economics degree, and it's so evocative coming back to Macquarie Uni today. The memories, the expansion, just phenomenal. It's a real honour to be alumni here from Macquarie, and I say that proudly wherever I go, that I came here and it was 3 of the most wonderful years of my life. Very strong memories of 1984, 85 and 86. And this was a grand occasion for my family, and I know it is for all your families today, and your siblings, your mums, your dads, your lovers, as the Deputy Chancellor alluded to. So savour every moment. Memories such as my afternoon clutch start of my $1,000 Mazda as I left Macquarie Uni, of the main quad which I went and visited this afternoon, meeting mates there on day one who are still my mates today, the bedrock of my life, great, great men and women who we still see continually throughout our lives and now celebrate children and other successes together. Since leaving Macquarie University, I've spent my life in the media. It began at 2UE. Another guest here today I saw on the way in, Ray Hadley. I began as a young sports jock there, I went to Sky Channel, Channel 7 Adelaide, and for 23 years I've been at 9. I began there as a junior sports reporter and have been lucky to have, I think, the 2 best jobs in commercial television in Australia. It's a tough industry, it's challenging, it's political, it's cutthroat. And my father often says to me what he's most proud about is that I've never changed, that I've achieved my goals by being true to who I am. And I know I am, 100% true to who I am, the way I've been brought up by my parents, my family. It's a critical message, I think, for our graduates today is don't change. Don't change to fit a mould that you think will lead to greater success, whether that be in your family life, your career. Being true to who you are is a very, very powerful weapon in navigating a course through life. And never, ever underestimate the power of human connection. Put another way, communicating, listening, caring for your fellow human beings is one of the most essential tools that you will take when you leave the front gates of Macquarie University. I was recently at a dinner and I was sitting at a table and there was a very considered, quiet gentleman sitting opposite me. And when there was a pause in the conversation, he said to me, "Peter, I want to tell you a story." So I listened. And this man told me that he was a medical student back in, I think, the early 80s, and that his first day in an operating theatre was at the Children's Hospital, then at Camperdown. He and another medical student went into that operating theatre, and my father happened to be the anaesthetist in that theatre that day. They had a very complex operation to perform on a tiny premature baby. The baby died on the table that day. There was a big team in there. And this man who was sitting opposite me said to me, "I will never, ever, ever forget your father, Peter." He was the only person in that operating theatre who walked across to me and the other student and said, "This is what's happened. This is what we tried to do. Are you okay? If you want to talk about it, talk to me about it. I'm here for you." There were no mobile phones in those days, but you can contact me. Now that student relayed that story to me and I was very proud. I'm very proud of my father. I got quite emotional and I said, "That's Dad," because he's like that to all his children. That medical student went on to be a paediatrician at the Massachusetts General Hospital for Children, clinical professor of paediatrics at the Harvard Medical School. And the person who told me that story is actually your Vice-Chancellor, Professor Bruce Dowden. So that human connection to my father all those years ago, 40 years ago, was clearly a very poignant, impacting moment for the then medical student, Bruce Dowden. Now, for him to bring that up 4 decades later, crystal clear, only reinforces to me, more than ever, the critical value of human connection in these times. Times that are so intense, social media, technology, business, conversations, dating can all be done without actually uttering a word to another person, without building that initial relationship, the bedrock of that relationship. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong. Technology, of course, is wondrous and amazing and so important to us all. But it's not the be-all and end-all. I'm trying to drive that into my 5- and 7-year-old at the moment, that you can actually talk. iPads are not the only thing that gets you through the day. 8 years travelling the world, 8 months of the year for 60 Minutes made me, I think, a better reporter and a better person, because I love storytelling and I love learning about people's lives. But it wasn't hit the button and roll the videotape, so to speak. It was getting to know the person that I was going to interview. Now those people, there's hundreds of stories I've done. I've made mistakes, no question. But I always really worked hard at building those relationships. The late Professor Chris O'Brien, a head and neck surgeon who died of cancer, was a man I got to know very, very well, and I think did better stories for knowing him so, so well. And another guy called Paul de Gelder, elite Australian Navy diver, attacked by a bull shark in Sydney Harbour. Hardcore fellow. Me, I'm probably the other way. But he and I have developed this incredible friendship just by talking, learning about him, and my stories, I think, have benefited from that human connection. As you embark on the next step, don't forget Macquarie University. Don't forget the friendships you've made. Don't forget the tutors. Don't forget the lecturers. Don't forget the support staff, whether they mow the lawns, whether they serve you drinks at the Macquarie bar, whether they clean up the science lab or whatever. Don't forget them. You made connections with them. They laid the foundations for your exit through the front gates here. Be enriched by those experiences and take those experiences into your career. Respect and integrity are essential. The respect of the other person's dignity is essential. Treat people how you want to be treated. You might be going, well, this is all rather idealistic. Life's a jungle out there. Of course it is. But there are basic tenets that we all should live by. And it'll stand you in mighty stead, I promise. I think I operate that way. I know my dad does. And Professor Doughton obviously does as well. Never lose sight. Promise me that. Winston Churchill said after a great World War II battle, this isn't the end, it's not even the beginning, but it's the end of the beginning. You finished your degree, now you're entering the next great part of your lives. May you do it with integrity, with respect, with dignity, with valuing others, and with superb memories of this wonderful institution, Macquarie University. Good luck. I wish you all well.
Thank you, Peter, for sharing your story and for reinforcing with us the importance and value of the power of communication. Please join me again in thanking Peter Overton for joining us as part of this celebration. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees and diplomas on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. But before I do so, I need to make sure that you've done everything you need to do. You've passed in all your assignments, you've attended all your lectures, you've been to every tutorial. Are you nodding? You're nodding, aren't you? Because apparently I actually can't take the degree off you when I give it to you. So in order to make sure that we're signed off well and truly, I'm going to call on our Deputy Registrar, Jonathan Wiley, to formally certify your eligibility. Jonathan.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all candidates presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please now stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Congratulations. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff in this faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems, to identify paths of research, to analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and to reflect on the skills and knowledge they will need to understand the world, both past and present. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. The faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and policing, intelligence and counterterrorism. Deputy Chancellor, I now call on Professor Katrina Mackenzie, Associate Dean for Research in the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates and diplomates. Professor Mackenzie.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees or awarded diplomas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Science. Christopher John Levy. Hazalyan Belet Erza. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Zaina Tusnim Ahmed. Axel Sean Anderson. Ferdinando Barbara. Shannon Bean. Jeffrey John Besher. Katerina Butaji. Jeremy Cameron Hope Bridie. Michael Briones. Michael Bruin. Christopher John Buckley. Tony Cannell. Zhe Chen. Sin Choi Brian Chen. Johanna Putri Krishanti. Peter Clutton. Isabel Catherine DeCure Ryan. Brooke Kayla Dredge. Wanda Dawn G. Anne Adele Granger. Laura Hadley. Chanyi William Shu. Alana Jacobi. Rebecca Rose Joseph. Andrea del Carmen Juarez Sotero. Lara Lizette Keys, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Soyeon Lucia Kim. Peter Alice King. Ayaka Kubo. Adil Larus. Christopher William Larkins. Hyun Che Lee. Alexandria Michael. Grace Mitchell. Rosalina Muradjalian. Michelle Kim Tien Nguyen. Matilda Pearl. Glaitza Perez. Jeanette Claire Phillips. Amanda Lee Pillay. Bianca Elizabeth Piper. Harriet Jean Reid. Marco Antonio Riccioni. Jack Dennis Roberts. Boyan Shim. Chaehoon Shim. Mi Jung Shin. Sophie Sinclair. Nicola Solomou. Laura Somerville. Jelena Spadier. Sorel Sutton. Lydia Francis Tasker. Emma Thomas. Francesca Louise Tichon. Ayami Togo. Clara van der Quee. Vivek Vastrad. Jade Chelsea White. Xiao Ting Wang. Gabriel Wheeler McGregor. Alison Dorothy Windsor. Julie Woods. Joshua James Spitzler. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Media. Ellen Amadio. Taylor Banting. Taylor Barnes Rudman. Alicia Marie Buea. Ross Stephen Cook. Rosemary Jocelyn Cruz. Brendan Alderic de Souza. Grace Elliott. Nina Gerges. Asha Gopal. Andrew Gristy. Chloe Ann Hamilton. Nicholas James Hartman. Madeline Harvey. Rory James Hessian. Emma Louise Jensen. Josephine Juliana Kilatiti. Colin Robert Levitch. Hannah Luxford. John Alexander Martsos. Jacqueline Annette Meriel. Annalise Janice Pedavoli. Megan Kate Smith. Vanessa Jane Chesney. Christine Cara Tyus. Anna Helga Hannay Ueki. Lindsay Veazey. Sarah Ward. Daniel John Winnie. Michael Yu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies. Vincent Michael Bruin. Natalie Jarkstus. Isabel Little. Yvonne Chern. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science. Louisa Basic. Ashley Jones. Nicola Jeanette Richardson. I present the diplomat awarded the Diploma in Languages, Sarah Jane Ashurst. Hannah Louise Gearhart, who... Hannah Louise Gearhart, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Joanne McMillan. Giuseppina Cincia Porte. Margarita Heidi Padilla. Alicia Rodriguez. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Indigenous Education, Elaine May Chapman. Monique Sarah Gadd. Emily Louise Sutton. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Communication, Vanessa Helen Cork. Jern Zur Tsui. Marie Eglantine Alexandra Diane Charlotte Deet. Leela Gamira. Liang Li. Monogit Naat. Hung Reun. Dai Ning Wang. Warrawon Werarak. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Muhammad Bilal for a thesis entitled Allah's Community, the Interplay of Islam and Everyday Life in Pakistan, an ethnography of a Rawalpindi urban community. Dr. Sandra Jeanette Evans, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for a thesis entitled Meetings at the Table of Time, a Creative Praxis Inquiry into Carnatic Jazz Intercultural Music. Dr. Brent George Keogh for a thesis entitled Analysing World Music Discourse in Australia. Dr. Douglas William McConnell for a thesis entitled Narrative, Self-Governance and Addiction. Dr. Toshiro Isawa for a thesis entitled Perfection and Morality, a commentary on Baumgarten's Ethica Philosophica and its relevance to Kantian ethics. Dr. Sarah Jade Simpson for a thesis entitled The Film Script as Philosophy. Dr. Virginia Margaret Small for a thesis entitled Hit and Myth, Selling Newspapers by Framing the Asian Threat. Dr. Guy Gaetano Strazzulo for a thesis entitled An Inquiry into Improvisation, Reconciling the Differences Between Performance and Composition. Dr. Nicole Florence Thompson for a thesis entitled Mint Tea and Atrocity, the Historical War Fiction of Michael Morpurgo and Arantxa, a Novel. Deputy Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Deputy Chancellor, I invite the cohort who have graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy and who have joined us on the stage to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join us in welcoming our newest Doctors of Philosophy to the academic procession. You can take your seats. Deputy Chancellor, I now call on our graduate speaker who graduated today with a Master of Indigenous Education to give the graduate response on behalf of our graduating group. Auntie E.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates, guests, Macquarie University's Council of Elders. Firstly, as a proud Wiradjuri woman, I'd like to thank Uncle Chris for his welcome to country and pay my respects to the Darug Nation, their ancestors, elders past and present. Giving this student response today is an honour and I feel quite humbled by the experience. My heartfelt congratulations to all the graduates. All of us who have experienced a graduation day understands the many triumphs and struggles that have made up your journey to get to this point and which now form part of your personal journey. We also understand that we have not been alone through those triumphs and the struggles. We share the joy of having travelled this road with friends, with family, and the many significant others who make up our networks of support. The special bonds we share with those who care for us and care about us strengthen and fortify us for the world outside university and study. This day presents you with an opportunity to share your success with those who have loved and supported you towards this achievement. For me, that is my family. Thank you for the countless cups of tea, usually very late at night, for the phone calls from the Northern Territory offering encouragement, and the cuddles of my grandchildren as they tiptoed past my study desk. I couldn't have done this without you and your support. This also applies to my Macquarie University family, and in particular, Warra Warra Department of Indigenous Studies. I always knew that if help was needed, it was only a quick email away or a trip downstairs to your office. Associate Professor Michelle Trudgett and Associate Professor Susan Page, thank you for your support and encouragement. I'm now employed at this university as the Elder in Residence, a position that I'm able to utilise my healing from removal as a stolen generation woman and my educational journey to advise and support all students, Indigenous and non-Indigenous. My working life has extended to over 50 years, and God willing, it's not over yet. I don't feel like retiring. So what advice do I have for you here today? Enter in a job that you'll enjoy and have a passion for. Not only does that keep you from falling asleep over your keyboard, but it helps the days go by very quickly. Ask for assistance and advice early. You're not expected to know everything. Be open to other people's ideas and suggestions. Sometimes they do have something worth saying. Most importantly, maintain your integrity. So what do I mean by integrity? Personal integrity is the quality of sticking to one's high moral principles and professionalism in a way that allows you to be undivided, undamaged, and honest in your dealings with others. Many identify a person with integrity as someone who walks the talk. In other words, a person whose actions are congruent with what they say they believe in, showing a pattern of behaviour that you live according to what you believe. These ingredients create and have for me, over my 50 years of work experience, a work environment that is satisfying, rewarding and stress-free. Coming to work for me has never been a chore, and particularly here at Macquarie University, it's a pleasure. We experience 4 seasons in our calendar year: spring, summer, autumn and winter. We also experience season in our lives, and today you stand at the intersection of one of life's seasons. Most of you will leave Macquarie University to pursue careers. Some of you know what you'll be doing. Others are waiting for the winds of change and chance. Whatever the case, moving on is now part of your season of life. Often when we stand on the verge of a new cycle, a new set of circumstances, we feel unsettled, anxious, stressed, and doubtful of our abilities. Now, at your graduation, the reality should start to hit. This is it. We're finished. Well, for a little while anyway. Your lecturers have provided you with sound structure and advice. It is your responsibility now to bring about the change of seasons, to create a new path for yourself. Macquarie University is a great institution to have studied and graduated from, and one I feel very honoured to work at. You've had some of the best teachers and lecturers in the country. With this superb support and your own personal dedication, you have arrived. Today, we graduate. You have mastered during your time here at Macquarie one of life's most valuable lessons, your ability to learn. This will be the mainstay of your future endeavours. Education is the great transformer of individuals, of families, of communities, and of countries. Here today with your new degrees, you are part of that transformation. With the education and qualifications that you have gained, you now have the capacity to make a difference in your lives and in the lives of many others. Promise yourselves and follow through on it that tomorrow and thereafter you will be the person you want to be. you will live up to your own expectations and follow your integrity. Again, congratulations, enjoy your day. I know we've certainly worked hard for it, but most importantly, I ask you to stay safe during any of the celebrations that you might undertake. Thank you.
Congratulations, Elaine, on your own graduation, and thank you so much for those wonderful words of wisdom to our graduating class. You're pleased to remind us all to be humble, to always retain our integrity, and to, above all, pursue our passion. Please join me again in thanking Elaine. Now that was pretty impressive, wasn't it, eh? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in expressing our appreciation to the superb Angela Brewer. Please also join me in thanking our musicians, organist Dr. James Forsyth, and our flautist Dr. Chai Chang Ning. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community, many of whom have come here today to help us celebrate this occasion. They're the people who have got the Ask Me titles, and they make sure that we're all in the right spot at the right time. So please join me in thanking the representatives of our alumni community. As part of this graduation ceremony today, we honour a member of staff from the Faculty of Arts who has been awarded the 2014 Vice-Chancellor's Citation for outstanding contributions to student learning. I'll now call on the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic of Macquarie University, Professor John Simons, to read the citation. Professor Simon.
Deputy Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Ian Collinson to stand. For excellence in teaching that inspires students to engage with theoretical knowledge, critical practice and authentic learning, Dr. Collinson won his award for his performative and inspirational approach to teaching. He is renowned amongst student and staff alike for his ability to break down complex theoretical systems into fascinating, digestible pieces of knowledge. Dr. Collinson is passionate about each student's learning experience, whether it be in a large lecture setting or in a small tutorial group. He constantly inspires students to embark on their own authentic, lifelong learning experience through his own innovative engagement with knowledge. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you a truly worthy recipient of the 2014 Vice-Chancellor's Citation for Outstanding Contribution to Student Learning, Dr. Ian Collinson, from the Department of Media, Music, Communication and Cultural Studies in the Faculty of Arts.
We can tell Ian's good at what he does, given he got up before he was told to do that. So, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage of your relationship with Macquarie University, but is certainly not the end of your association with us. From today on, and for the rest of your lives, you are part of that bigger Macquarie family, our alumni, and part of a network of more than 150,000 Macquarie graduates spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope that you will come back here to attend functions, to undertake more study, to visit this beautiful campus. We might even press you into service helping out at graduations. We'll call on you. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves, and to continue the work that has already brought you so far. I challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it. As Elaine reminded us, in everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, in your communities, in everything you do, you can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, throughout the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life, a great career, or a great achievement. And in all you do, I ask you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope that you will also always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and to thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, I would like all of our new graduates to please stand. Now, if you can place your degrees on your seats, because I want your hands free. If you can turn around and face your family and friends and give them a hearty round of applause. Now you can turn around now, but don't sit down yet. Behind me on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, many of whom have supported you on your journey through this university. Please join me in thanking them. Now you can take your seats again now. Shortly, I will lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite our newest graduates, their family and friends to join us for refreshments by the lake. But before I do so, I'd like to wish you all the best for your futures and conclude with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Congratulations again and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle and will be followed by our graduates. Please now stand and remain standing until the last of our graduates has processed out.